All right, welcome back to the channel, guys. Today, it's gonna be an awesome day. Well, not today, tomorrow. We're gonna be testing the new, I guess that new to me, Fezzari La Sal Peak. It's about 5:30 in the morning. Boys from New Hampshire, John and Ryan, are coming to pick me up right now. They're gonna be here in like 10-15 minutes. Today, we're gonna be driving 14 hours to Asheville. I should say that in the beginning. But hey, let's go. I'm gonna go Dunkin' Donuts, get some breakfast for them.
Tundra and the Sequoia are all
but they're so
Oh, it smells like steam.
you can't park there.
First fuel stop on the border of New Jersey and Pennsylvania. Gas is really expensive at $2.99. The fuel one. Let's zoom in on that pink eye bit.
Go ahead, hold on.
Oh! Unloading the bikes, made it to Asheville finally. 16 hours almost driving. Having a couple beers, unpacking. We're gonna wake up. I think we're gonna ride Kanuga tomorrow, so it's gonna be pretty sick. Gonna test out the La Sal Peak. See you tomorrow. Here at Ride Kanuga with the boys. And today we're going to be testing the Fezzari La Sal Peak. So we're riding a size medium. This is the elite build. This is Fezzari's 170 bike, front and back, full 29er. So we're going to start with the climb. We'll talk about it a little bit, and then there's some fun here at Kanuga Bike Park. It's a pedal up bike park. No lift, but you can rent e-bikes. They got stuff and food, drinks, riding gear into the little shop. $29 for a pedal ticket. So let's go. Well, welcome to Kanuga. We're in Asheville, North Carolina. I'm on a 23 Fezzari La Sal Peak Elite. If you're not familiar, full 29er, enduro bike, 170 travel up front and back. Figure I'd save the review till came down to some trails that are worth riding and really test the bike. Ridden in a couple places near my house in the South Shore of Massachusetts, but it's a medium frame, 5'10", 180 pounds now. It's been a long winter. Start off with a climbing position, La Sal Peak, steep seat tube angle, right at the top of the bike. Can weigh it down pretty easily, front and back, so really good traction in turns and stuff like that. For geometry figures, just check out Fezzari's website for that. Leaving the link below. But you're looking at, right there, we're looking at about a little under 64-degree head tube angle in the low position. Suspension feels really good. First time riding a Zeb Ultimate. 38mm stanchions, just nice and stiff. Super deluxe rear shock. It's the old technology, it's not the stuff with the buttercups. Comfortable place to be. You know, obviously it's a heavy bike. We're looking at probably 33-ish pounds in this elite build. Size medium, feels pretty roomy. It's a long wheelbase bike, so the reach on the large is a little too big. I could ride it, but opted to go for the medium. So thanks, Joey, for hooking me up at Fezzari. Well, so far the climb at Kanuga, not too shabby. Nice and smooth, graded real nicely. A couple little rollers you can gap. Make it interesting.
It actually features on the uphill,
which I like.
instead of it just being a slog the whole way up.
But we'll see at the top. Let's see how these trails are at Kanuga and how the Sal Peak descends. How much elevation did we gain?
according to the Garmin, 526.
Rondo Ruckus. Woo! It's a flat. It's a little moist. Got a little rain this morning, but the turns are tight. Fezzari dances nicely. Feels more like a trail bike than a big enduro bike to me from a couple times I've ridden it already. Hell yeah, that was fun. Tortuga, jump trail. Live free and shred. In front of me. Woo! Made it. Whoa! A little mud. Case. Hemlock Epic, once again. Woo. Woo. Oh, right in the mud. Oh, the road gap. We got that all day.
Can't roll it.
Chicken line.
Woo! Almost went in the tree. Sick. Hell yeah.
Friggin' gerbil.
Beekeeper. It's like a rutted track. Oh, braking bumps. Wow. Woo! Missed the line. Huh.
Rough.
That was fun.
I like that.
Yeah. All right, back to the top again. Been climbing on this thing all day. A couple of thoughts I've developed on the La Sal Peak. What I've noticed is a very neutral frame. It'd be a good test bed for different parts, meaning that it's not really that progressive, but it's not that linear. It's just right in the middle. You can hang Fox suspension coils off this thing. I think it perform awesome whatever you put on it. It's a very easy bike to ride. It doesn't feel like a big bike. It doesn't feel like a true like 170 millimeter bike. Climbs pretty well. Back home I've climbed on more technical trails and traction's really good. It's got the horse link, so if you keep the shock open, the back tire doesn't slide out. But on these smooth climbs here at Kanuga, it's a machine trail, so I just put the lockout in just to save my energy because we're doing so many laps. But gonna ride some more technical trails, see how it feels on that kind of stuff. New line left. Glenn just did that little drop. Fork feels a little soft, so I gotta dial in some more. Low speed. It's tracking good. What are we looking at? Cool. Oh, not enough speed. Woo-hoo-hoo. Nice. Dude, this thing just keeps the line. Very nice. Off the brakes, just let it go a little bit. Ooh, ooh, hold. I like this natural stuff. Reminds you of New England a little bit more. I love like Diamond Hillish. Oh! All right, ladies and gentlemen, just finished up the ride on Fezzari La Sal Peak. I think I've had enough laps today to get a good impression of how this bike rides and who is it for. So, like I said, 170 millimeter bike, front and back. It's a big enduro bike, but the weird thing is it doesn't feel like it. So I got a good feel for the La Sal Peak. First, I'm going to start off saying that for a 170 bike, apologize about the wind noise, guys, but I guess I have to do a voiceover now. But real quick, let's talk about the Fezzari La Sal Peak. This is the 23 model, I believe, maybe the 22. 23 hasn't changed much, just upgraded rock shock suspension. But looking at this frame, real stout. I love the color purple. It comes in like a slate gray is the other one. I like the purple better, my personal opinion. But this is Fezzari's 170 travel bike, front and back. It's their enduro / free ride bike, I believe. If you look at the geometry figures on Fezzari's website, you'll see that it's pretty much aligned with other manufacturers, enduro bikes, but how it rides is completely different. The weird thing is it's a very manageable bike, very easy to ride bike. There's no learning curve, which I like. It's pretty slack, under 65 degrees, I believe or even under 64, but it doesn't feel that slack. It's not that hard to get around tight turns. It doesn't seem that long, but on paper, it is long as other mediums, if not longer. I love how this La Sal climbs a pretty neutral bike. You're right in between the pedals, or I should say right in between the wheels. You're right centered on the bike, so your weight's distributed pretty evenly. So on technical climbs with that active suspension,
It has plenty of traction, and you could do a lot of crux moves of certain things, especially for a big bike. It's pretty manageable. As for efficiency, it's probably not as good as other manufacturers, but it's pretty close. Shock technology has come so long that even a horse-link bike now pedals pretty well in the wide open position. On smooth climbs, obviously, I closed it out. The bike does weigh 33 to 34 pounds, so you're lugging a lot of weight uphill, but for what it is on the downhills, it's totally worth it. The La Sal on the downhills, totally rip. The really nice thing about this bike is that it's still manageable and still has a little bit of pop to get over obstacles and put the bike where you want it. You just don't have to point and shoot it like other big bikes. Can you do that on the La Sal Peak? Absolutely. Definitely has a suspension to do it. The 170 millimeters of travel just soaks it all up. I settled in on about a 28% sag in the back, and that it was perfect for just for drops, big hits, and also small bump compliance through the rock gardens and chattery stuff I rode here in Asheville. Also, the reach number on the size medium felt pretty good. I could probably go about maybe 5 to 10 millimeters longer. If they had a medium large, that'd be great, but the large I feel like would be just a little too big for me on the downhills, and just a lot of bike to get around corners and tight stuff, and I probably couldn't ride it in my local trails. It'd just be such a long of a bike. Guys, if you're interested in seeing me rip the La Sal Peak in a couple more videos, stay tuned. I'm here in Asheville for another couple days, riding some really sweet trails. I'm surprised it's took me this long to get down here, but I'm glad we did, and we made the trip. What a great time. But I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Ew.